After being in a conservatorship for the past 9 years, Amanda Bynes is finally ready to be emancipated from her parents. From a young age, Amanda seemed destined for success. She became America's sweetheart, but only for a while. At the age of 24, she announced the end of her career, but somehow still made headlines, and not good ones. It has been nearly 10 years since we really heard from the actress, until recently. Amanda's name used to be known everywhere. She was the star of such films as What a Girl Wants, Easy A, and She's the Man, and even had her own show. Amanda Bynes was so charismatic that her parents found an agent for her when she was just 7 years old. In fact, it was thanks in large part to her charm that the Nickelodeon show All That was one of the most popular shows on the network. But there was a flip side to her popularity: loneliness. Coincidence or not, but take a look at Amanda's photos as a child on the red carpet. She is always alone. It's no surprise that the girl got close to and even dated her co-star Drake Bell when she was just 12. Amanda's career continued to soar when she began starring in Hollywood films, earning her a lot of money. Suddenly, she had a lot of fans and was mingling with celebrities. But were they true friends? We don't know what made Amanda fall into the abyss, but around this time, she began to experiment with illegal substances. The actress barely knew what an ordinary teenage life was like, as she spent all her time at work or at parties. Her stressful lifestyle, constant filming, and huge success all started to take a toll on her. And by the age of 18, Amanda was taking drugs regularly. In 2004, She's the Man, which was probably Amanda Bynes' biggest hit, came out. Audiences loved it, but Amanda herself wasn't happy with it. Amanda fell into a deep depression for half a year because of how she looked as a guy. It was a super strange and out-of-body experience. It just really put me into a funk. That was one of the first red flags, which later led the actress to disaster. Around the same time, 18-year-old Amanda Bynes broke up with Nick Zano, who was 7 years older than her. Although Amanda was at the peak of her popularity, the tabloids began to write more and more about her drug use. And Amanda herself stated in interviews that she wanted to take on more complex and deeper acting roles. Unfortunately, that was never destined to happen. In 2010, Amanda played in her last film, Easy A, where her role was far from deep and unusual. Although the film was successful and the public loved it, Amanda stated that she didn't like her appearance or her acting in it. I was absolutely convinced I needed to stop acting after seeing it. It was discovered later that the actress watched the film under the influence of substances, which of course affected her perception. Either way, Amanda Bynes, loved by everyone, decided that she'd had enough and quit acting. "Being an actress isn't as fun as it may seem," she tweeted. "If I don't love something anymore, I stop doing it. I know 24 is a young age to retire, but you heard it here first. I've retired." At the same time, she had her last known relationship with Kid Cudi before suffering a mental breakdown. The popular starlet turned into a lone lawbreaker. In 2012, she was repeatedly arrested and started to behave strangely. She began talking to inanimate objects, wearing colorful wigs, and documenting every aspect of her life on Twitter. In court sessions, she was almost unrecognizable thanks to her numerous wigs, and always seemed to be alone. Anna Rivera, who was Amanda's neighbor at the time, told the Daily Mail that the former actress talked to herself and had absolutely no friends. Where were all those party people who were next to Amanda Bynes at the height of her popularity? A second red flag was the fact that Amanda seemed obsessed with her weight, taking diet pills even though she was already very thin. She was obviously struggling with something, but no one was taking it seriously. Eventually, it became clear to everyone that something was wrong with Amanda, and something needed to be done about it urgently. Amanda was placed in rehab, and her mother tried twice to get custody of her daughter. She succeeded on the second attempt, but the conservatorship was considered temporary. That was in 2014. 7 years later, Amanda announced her engagement to Paul Michael. Sharing the news on Instagram, Bynes wrote, "Engaged to the love of my life." Apparently, they met at an AA meeting a few months before the engagement. They seemed to be happy, but Amanda's family and her lawyer didn't believe in the sincerity of her fiancé's feelings. Whether Amanda Bynes has gotten better over the years or not, we don't know, but we hope she found a path to healing. After almost 9 years, the former actress has requested to terminate her conservatorship and manage her finances and personal life herself. Amanda Bynes has always been a strange, lonely, but very bright and good person. She definitely deserves to be happy. You can get out from even the darkest place if you ask for help.